Imagine you are responsible for ensuring that data, whether sitting in an on-premises data center or running across virtual machines in Azure, is protected, recoverable, and compliant with your business's uptime needs. That's exactly where Azure Backup comes in. Azure Backup is a centralized cloud native solution that safeguards your data from accidental deletion, corruption, and ransomware. It provides protection for a wide range of workloads like on premises servers, Azure VMs, Azure Files, SQL, and even SAP HANA. This diagram shows you how Azure Backup Service acts as a central management system for protecting your data across both on-premises and cloud environments. On the left, you can see that your on-premises infrastructure, servers, apps, and workloads can connect to Azure Backup through backup agents. This means you can securely back up your local data into Azure without relying on traditional tape or hardware-based solutions. On the right side, your cloud-based resources like Azure VMs, databases, and storage benefit from built-in backup capabilities, allowing you to protect cloud-native workloads without installing extra software. At the heart of the solution is the Azure Backup Service, which handles everything from recovery point management and storage management to data tiering and ensuring resiliency and availability. These capabilities help you store backup copies efficiently, move them between storage tiers to reduce costs, and ensure that they are always available when needed. You also get essential security and governance features. With multi-factor authentication and multi-user authorization, you add multiple layers of protection against unauthorized backup deletions or access. Through policy management and access control, you can define who has access to what and ensure that backup strategies align with your organizational policies. Finally, monitoring and reporting lets you stay in control by tracking backup health, usage, and compliance from a single pane of glass. By using Azure Backup Service, you create a unified, scalable, and secure backup architecture, whether your data resides on-prem or in the cloud. Everything is centrally managed, giving you full control and peace of mind. This diagram gives you a deeper look into how Azure Backup is structured across different layers, from the workloads you are protecting to the management tools you use, all the way to the underlying security and storage infrastructure. At the very bottom, you can see the workloads Azure Backup supports. You can back up data from your on-premises servers, Azure virtual machines, SQL Server and SAP HANA running in Azure virtual machines, and even Azure files. These workloads are protected either over secure HTTPS or through a secure Azure network using tools like NSG and Azure Firewall. Moving up to the data plane, Azure Backup gives you built-in replication to ensure durability. Your backups are stored as snapshots and you can choose different access tiers, such as hot or archive, based on how frequently you need to retrieve your data. And to protect your backups from threats, there's built-in security with role-based access control, encryption, and soft delete, which lets you recover backups even after accidental deletion. Above that is the management plane, where you interact with recovery services vaults to create and manage backup policies. These vaults are your central place to configure schedules, retention rules, and workload protection settings. Whether you're using the Azure Portal, SDK, or CLI. At the top of the stack, you gain full visibility through Backup Explorer and Backup Reports workbooks. These tools help you monitor backup health, generate reports, and ensure compliance. You can also integrate Azure Backup with Azure Policy for governance, Azure Resource Graph for inventory, Azure Monitor for alerting and insights, and Azure Lighthouse to manage backups across multiple tenants or customers. Best of all, this entire architecture is available in all Azure regions. So you can scale your backup operations globally while maintaining control, security, and flexibility. When you use Azure Backup, you're not just getting a storage solution, you're getting an enterprise grade backup platform with built in intelligence and security. Let's relate the features you've studied to what you've seen in the diagrams. From the diagrams, you notice there's no need to deploy or manage backup servers or storage. Azure Backup automatically handles all the heavy lifting, whether you're protecting on-premises systems through agents or cloud workloads using built-in integration. This removes infrastructure overhead, simplifies operations, and aligns with a true cloud-native model. The Recovery Services Vault does all the orchestration behind the scenes. The Backup Center, illustrated in the management plane, allows you to manage all your backup policies, vaults, and reports from a centralized view. Whether you're using the portal, PowerShell, CLI, or APIs, you can consistently monitor, configure, and govern backups across multiple workloads, subscriptions, and even tenants via Azure Lighthouse. This is especially powerful for large environments that need automation and unified policy enforcement. From the data plane section of the diagram, you can see critical security features like RBAC, encryption, and soft delete are automatically built in. These protect your data in transit and at rest, and offer safeguards against ransomware, accidental deletion, and insider threats. Soft delete allows recovery even after malicious deletion attempts. You can also enhance protection using private endpoints and alerts to detect suspicious activities. Now think of recovery time objective (RTO) and recovery point objective (RPO) as goals you configure through backup policies within your Recovery Services Vault. RPO is determined by how often you backup your data. For instance, hourly backups ensure that, in the worst case, you only lose 1 hour of data. RTO relates to how fast you can recover. With Azure Backup's snapshot-based approach and centralized vaults, you can restore services quickly and efficiently, whether you're restoring an entire VM, a database, or just a file. So what's your key takeaway? Azure Backup gives you a centralized, secure, and scalable solution to protect both cloud and on-premises workloads. With built-in replication, encryption, policy control, and support for major workloads like Azure VMs, SQL, and SAP, you can easily manage backups across regions with full visibility and governance using tools like Backup Explorer, Azure Monitor, and Recovery Services Vaults.